And Rick was right. So there you go. Now, the reason I said this is because, listen, now look, I do think that Bravo put down, I don't know, how much is it to reserve a huge space in Vegas? I'm just making it up. Maybe like 25 grand is what it costs to put down a deposit, which do I think BravoCon 2025 will ever happen? I would say it's not going to happen, but what do I know? When they announced the tale of two RHONYs and they said we are rebooting the entire season 13 of RHONY, which my good friend Ebony K. Williams was on, and they said we're going to have a legacy RHONY and we're going to have a new RHONY. I said we're never going to see this legacy bullshit. I said that's just bullshit to keep everybody happy. So their beloved Ramona Singer that was fired and their beloved Dorinda, that no one's going to lose sleep over this, and we're really going to reboot the whole thing. And we're never going to see this legacy thing. Then we did try to see legacy, and Jill Zarin was given the lowest amount of money, and she said, fuck you. Who knew Jill Zarin would be the one to actually come through with like standing up for herself? But we love Jill. So there you go. But we did see the legacy RHONY. So I guess I was wrong on that. But I feel this is the same as that. I mean, well, what are we going to say? Do I think if you start calling around Vegas, do I think that the venue has like a deposit of 10 grand or 15 grand or 25 grand? Sure. Does that mean that we've spent 25 grand and we're actually going to have the thing? No. Could we have the thing? Yes. A lot is going to happen in the next 365 days. I'm not convinced we're having it. I believe they're about to pay out around $5 million in legal fees and settlements and hush money to people that are suing them. That $25,000 extra does not care. So if you want to go snoop around and call, I do believe a venue is booked for those dates next year for some meaningless small deposit. That's what I think. Do I think that this is going to happen? I really don't. I really don't. I mean, I believe this is, I believe this is the beginning of the end for Bravo, which I have said. And I don't know about the whole network. I don't know what the network is going to do. I think the network will go on, but what is the network going to look like? So I think it's kind of the beginning of the end for Housewives as we know it. And I'm sorry to share that information with you, but I've said this before and I'm going to say it again, and you can stamp this episode and I could be wrong. I mean, that's the thing about when I'm wrong and you all leave nasty comments about I'm wrong. I actually don't care if I'm wrong. I'm an adult that is secure running a business, and I'm okay to admit that I'm wrong. I'm wrong plenty of times, but I'm going to share my opinion, and I want this timestamp dated for when I'm not wrong. Now, I feel we have a problem with a lot of these shows anyway, which we're going to get into. Okay. Before we get there, and before I give you my bleak outlook on what I think is really happening with Housewives, why do I think BravoCon is delayed? I mean, let's start with a basic fact. Okay. Can we all agree on something? BravoCon makes a shitload of money. BravoCon made a shitload of money. Every time it happened, it made a ton of money. The Housewives and Bravo celebrities that went sold all their shit. We had Brooks Marks tracksuits. We had Carolyn Stanberry and Sergio, whatever the hell they were saying. Teresa was there for promoting Namaste Bitches. Sutton recreated that whole damn store. Looked the same. She sold a lot of shit. You guys love swag. I love good swag, Went to the 4 Madonna concerts this year, and man, I got every shirt times 10. So I love good swag. Everybody made money, but Bravo, the network, made a ton of money off BravoCon. Now, I don't care what you're doing out there with your life, but let me ask you this. If you are doing something in your own business as an entrepreneur, at your desk job, whatever you're doing, your side hustle, your Poshmark store, your Etsy, whatever you're doing, if it's not making money, like when Mr. Wonderful on Shark Tank says, take it out back and shoot it, you've probably already done that or you're thinking of it. If you're doing something in your life and it's actually making money for you now, I guarantee you, as a small business, as somebody who might run a big business, whatever you're doing, you're not going to stop doing it. So there's a lot of things which are not making money for Bravo. Potomac, Atlanta, Miami, New York, RHONY was a success. Everyone tells me about the poor ratings. Well, the salaries associated with that show were so low, 60,000 times 6, throw in 40,000 extra for Jenna, and there you go. Versus the advertising dollars that were earned on 400, 500,000, viewers. New York was considered a success when we're no longer talking about bots and racial issues. It was a Bravo wet dream. We're fighting over cheese and whether Catch is still a cool restaurant. Catch LA, I say yay. Catch New York, I say nay. Sorry, Aaron Leachy, but I'll go anywhere. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, my point is there's a lot of things which are not making money for Bravo in today's day and age, which we're going to talk about. But here's something that actually is making money. I don't know why there is no MTV con. I don't know why there is not a reality con. I go to a lot of the cons. I cover them for this show. I cannot wait to go to Florida for 90s Con at the end of this year. They're doing another Charmed reunion. I mean, then you want to know why I see Shannon Doherty 800 times a year. They're now doing a Melrose Place reunion. I think they're going to try to get Heather Locklear because they're rebooting Melrose. So I know how a convention works. Okay. BravoCon makes so much fucking money. I don't know where the reality con is. The way they get, the Charmed people and the Melrose people and people from Breakfast Club and all these things, they should be doing this with Snooki, JWoww, Pauly D, throw in Tyler Cameron from The Bachelor. The Traders was so successful. Great. Where is the reality con? Forget BravoCon. There should just be a regular reality con. I got no time to run that. But if I did, I would start it myself and work out all the details. And yeah, that's a moneymaker right there. So BravoCon made a shitload of money. So why is something that made a shitload of money canceled? You could say it was never scheduled. You could say it was postponed. It was canceled. Okay. There was talk that it was going to be this year. So why? It's making a lot of money and that's why we're postponing it a year. Bullshit. Everyone's always like, oh, you talk about being a lawyer. I think my view on the world and with business things like this isn't even so much that I was a lawyer. I think it's that I ran HR and I was in HR departments. And I've said this before. And when you are in HR, you hear so many things. Yeah, we're going to have massive layoffs tomorrow. When I was at Martha Stewart, we had massive layoffs every year. And I would look people in their face 24 hours before and say, I know every Christmas we have layoffs, but I don't know why you're worried. There's no layoffs this year. And then very much the next day, we already had our list made weeks ago. That list changed right up to the end. Oh, take off Susan. She just did something good last week. To add this one.